Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, sixth grade students and our new sixth grade parents. We are so excited to speak to you today on a very different sixth grade orientation. Like everything else these last several months, this is our first virtual orientation that we are live streaming, but we are very excited to welcome you all. I want to first just say, for one thing, if you started this a little late or you're hearing me and you think you missed something, we are recording this right now in addition to the stream. So you will be able to go back and watch it. Additionally, if your friends are trying to get on or miss this, we are, again, because we are recording it, we are going to post this on our website and send out an email today as soon as we can. We'll save it and get it ready so that everyone can see what you all are seeing live. So there's nothing to stress about if you're a little late. This is the world we're living in right now. That's one of the advantages. It's if you're stuck in traffic on the way to HBTV, you might miss 10 minutes, but today you will not miss a thing because you'll be able to go back. So I want to just introduce myself. I am Kevin Bonanno. I'm the principal at Thompson. I met many of you visiting your classes in the spring, and I know some of the people who were with me did as well. But I just want to reintroduce them, and they'll each have a role. Mr. Chipatine is one of our assistant principals. He's here. He's to my right on the screen, but I don't know what that means on your screens. He is our assistant principal in charge of guidance and special education and works in our guidance office and takes care of pretty much everything student related. He was at the high school for a long time and now has been at Thompson it's getting to be a long time too. Mr. Graham is one of our other assistant principals. He is waving to you now. Mr. Graham is the one who is trying to make your schedules every single minute of his awake time and trying to make sure everything is ready, despite having 3 little children running around at home around him, which is why he's smiling, because he's in work today. He's at APT with me, which is great. And Mr. Graham, in addition to doing the scheduling, also supervises our math and science departments and some others, and does a lot of things with student activities, which will be different this year. Mr. Harrigan is our third assistant principal. He is split with Southwood, so he may be starting on the meeting. Mr. Harrigan's been with us for a good 15 or so years at HBT as an administrative assistant, but we're thrilled that the district made him an assistant principal this year. But he's split with Southwood, so he'll probably pop over to us in a little bit. But we want to welcome him, and he will show you his office when you come into school on Tuesday. I also am joined by Mr. McAleer, one of our guidance counselors. He's down in the guidance office, so he's waving to Mrs. Mills Carroll, another one of our guidance counselors who's right next door to Mr. McAleer. Miss Yardeni is one of our guidance counselors. She's trying to get her way on the call. And Mrs. Faust is also a guidance counselor, which will show you all this information at the end of the presentation. She's probably on a call with a parent right now, just trying to help work through some scheduling things. So she'll join us as soon as we can. So again, we're excited to start this school year. It is obviously like nothing we've ever done, like you've ever done. We know you didn't really get your traditional visit to HBT or end 5th grade the way you all wanted to, but we are all, I speak for not just the people on this call, but for our entire staff, that we are so excited to welcome you back. We're excited to be back in the building. We're, anxious like we are every opening of school. Tomorrow the teachers all start, so it'll be a little sleepless for all of us, but just thrilled to bring kids back here and to provide a learning atmosphere for them. So we can't wait to start working with you. And then if you're not coming to school this year and you're working at this point from home remotely, which we have over 66 graders doing that, and that is a very important part of our program as well. Mr. Graham's going to do a great job explaining how that will work for you. And today is not the end of your information either. So things will come up today that you'll need to hear a little bit more about, but we will walk you through. We're also joined by 2 very special guests, our PTA presidents. And I thought this quote, which is really we're using for the year a little bit, that to let us remember one child, one teacher, one book, one pen can change the world, from Malala Yousafzai at the UN Assembly in 2013. It's just a nice way for us to think about how important all of our work is. And our partner in that work is the PTSA. And although They won't be able to necessarily come in the building as much as they're used to, or certainly what you all were used to in elementary school. I'm so happy to have Mrs. Abraham here for her second year as co-president, and Mrs. Poitras as her first year as an HBT president. So welcome and thank you. And I know they just wanted to say a few words to all of you at the beginning of our program. So thank you for joining us.
Hi. You can hear me, right? Yes. Okay. Hi. My name is Jen Abraham, and I have my co-president, Jen Poitras. You guys aren't going to forget who the PTA presidents are because we're both named Jen, so that makes it very easy. We didn't want to take up too much time. We just want to go over a few things. PTA, like school, is going to be very different this year, very unique. Like Mr. Bonanno said, there's not going to be a lot of stuff going on in the building, but we'll try as much as we can to give you as much information that we have to get across to you PTA-wise. So just a few things we wanted to shoot out to you guys. An email will be going out on how to join the PTSA. There's membership dues. It's $15 for adults, $10 for kids. You could sign online. There'll be a link. You could also send it into the school, but we're going to send a flyer out for that. Just please remember that joining the PTA is part of fundraising for HBT, and it contributes, it's a big contributor to our Arts and Ed program, which again will be very different this year. In the past, we've had assemblies come into the school and do these great programs, but now these companies are trying to come up with something very creative, and we'll do it virtually, or they're working on it and we're waiting to hear from them for what they have. But that's mainly what joining the PTA is all about, becoming part of the school and then helping with fundraising for these great arts and ed programs for the kids. Your membership also includes access to the directory spot, which you had in elementary school. It'll have everybody's name, everybody's contact information, whatever information you want everyone to have. We're also going to be sending out a Google form. There'll be a link. We already sent out to your PTA presidents what information you had on your Google form last year, on your directory spot last year. If you want to update that or change it, that's what you'll click on to switch any information you want. PTA emails are mostly going to go out through, it's called Member Hub, and that's when you become a PTA member. We also have a PTSA Gmail account that we will send an email out through that. Sometimes Gmail gives us a hard time because we have so many people on it. Sometimes we'll send an email out and it'll get blocked. We send it out per grade. Sometimes it goes out, sometimes it doesn't. So that's why we take advantage of the Member Hub. If you got another reason to please join the PTA. And our PTA meetings this year will be on Zoom calls. So about a week before the PTA meeting, our first one will be Wednesday, September 9th at 7:45. It'll be a Zoom call. So today, tomorrow, we'll send an email out with the link for the Zoom address for you guys to join. Typically, it'll be a quick meeting. It'll be 40 minutes because that's basically, we have the basic membership for that. And the meetings will be quick anyway. We're going to give an RSVP to ask questions, and you'll see everything in the email. It'll be very explanatory. And the last thing we wanted you guys to do is join our Facebook page. It's Harry B. Thompson PTSA. If you find it on Facebook, you can request to join, and we post information on the Facebook page, any type of information that we have. And that's really it from me. Jen, if you want to say hi.
Hi, everybody. This is Jen Poitras. The only other thing, again, given the lack of ability to do a lot of fundraising in the school, we'll also have an online ability to purchase school spirit wear. So there'll be clothing sale as well, and we'll give you all those details as well via email. But other than that, I hope, welcome to HBT, and I hope you guys have a great year.
Thank you both so much. And I just for a little clarification, because we're getting some messages, that you can only see the person who's talking. What happens with Google in a Meet in this situation is you usually can only see the speaker and then the slides. So because we do have some slides that's really what you'll see as a priority in only one person. When you're in present mode, it changes that dynamic a little. So we apologize. I promise you'll be able to see everyone. I'm going to stop talking very soon and pass it to my friends over here, but that's the reason for that. So thank you to our PTA once again, and you're welcome to stay or you can go and whatever, but they are around, and they've been, very helpful in kind of sending me some questions that have come up throughout the summer in terms of our planning and everything. So we greatly appreciate it and looking forward to another great year as partners. So the next slide here is just some of our aspirations. And this is really, again, very specific for this year, that we're restarting in a lot of ways. We lost a lot in the spring, as you all know, and despite the great work that we all did, we know it wasn't the same. We know you all worked hard at the end of 5th grade, and we certainly we're working to give you a great program and to set things up, but it just was not our full school program because of the nature of what was going on. So we're looking to rebuild that. We're looking to focus on the relationships between our staff and our students, to connect with students both at home and here. And in some cases, there will be some very creative classwork assignments if you're in a blended class, potentially, that you'll have maybe working with classmates who are not in school if you're in school, or vice versa. Band members playing from home while they're also playing from here. So a lot of good things. And our goal is to get here and to stay here. So we want to, once we open these doors, we want to keep them open. So our priorities will be to keep you safe and healthy and keep you learning. And we're going to do that. And it does make for a little bit of a simpler year, more so than usual. But hopefully as we get through it, we'll be able to add in some of the things that we've always done here. So just our goals for today are really just to go through some basics of our program. It's not going to answer all the questions, but as your parents may have told you, or hopefully told you if they received the email towards the end of last week, we asked for and were able to have a kind of a rolling opening of school, which means on September 8th, a week from tomorrow, Tuesday, September 8th, only 6th graders will go to HBT. So nobody else will be attending HBT on the first day, which will give us a lot of time to orient you in person, since we couldn't do that today. If you were here today, you'd understand why, if we took a picture today, you'd understand why you can't be in the building. We still have a lot of things going on to get ready in the actual building, whether it's some construction of new bathrooms or labeling where your chairs all go and different things. But the beauty of starting September 8th is that you'll be alone in the building. So there'll be about 240 of you, and we can go through everything together. And same with the students who are learning from home. We will have the opportunity to spend time on meets with you, to walk through your schedule, to connect, so that everything is focused for you that day. The next day, then, you will be staying home and doing some of your teamwork that day, which we'll get to once we get closer. But it's really a nice opportunity for what they're calling like a soft opening, where we start slowly with just the 6th grade. So that made this presentation, while this orientation is important and we're excited to see you, we're much more excited that we can walk you through the building in small groups next Tuesday. The other thing I'd ask, and it's for both you and your parents, and we'll continue to send messages, is all students have a SIASIC email address. And there were directions sent on Friday, I believe, to set that up. So if you can do that, if you haven't already done that, you will be able to then, in the next few days, get some information from your teachers once the schedules are finalized, so that you can start joining Google Classrooms and different things. And speaking of your teachers, while they're not here yet, they start tomorrow, like I said, they wanted to give you a message. So I'm going to play a video for all of you, and I hope you can hear it and listen and enjoy, because our staff wants to welcome you officially to HBT.
Hey boys and girls, my name is Mr. Sweeney. I just want to welcome all incoming 6th graders to HBT.
Hello, 6th graders. This is Mrs. Sicardi. I'm enjoying the last few days of summer, and I hope you are too. I'm looking forward to meeting you all at HBT. I'll see you soon.
Hola chicos, bienvenidos a HBT. Hi everyone, welcome to HBT. My name is Senora Dworkin and I teach Spanish. I hope that you guys all had a great and relaxing summer, and I'm so looking forward to getting to know each and every one of you, and I will see you all soon. Adios.
Hi, sixth graders, it's Mrs. Nabbit. Welcome to HBT. I know this is not your normal orientation, but we are still looking forward to welcoming you into school. Whether you're joining us remotely or whether you're going to be in the building with us, we are looking forward to seeing you. So just enjoy the rest of your summer and know that we're all in the same boat together. We're going to keep you safe and happy and learning a lot. See you in September. Bye.
Hi boys and girls, welcome to HBT. Sixth grade is going to be fantastic. My name's Mrs. Kern and I teach ELA and social studies. Can't wait to see you. Bye.
Hey everyone, this is Mrs. Click. It is so great to be sending you this video because we are finally going back to school. Welcome to sixth grade, welcome to HBT. The year is definitely starting out different, but we are going to have a great year and you are truly, truly going to love sixth grade at HBT. Enjoy the rest of your summer and we look so forward to seeing you guys really soon.
Good morning, incoming sixth graders. My name is Mrs. Lopresti. I can't wait to see you and welcome to HB Thompson. See you soon.
Hi, incoming sixth grade HBT students. I'm Miss Sullivan and I teach math and science. I hope you're having a wonderful summer and getting ready for a fantastic school year. See you soon.
Hi, future sixth graders. This is Mrs. Harrelyn Vitas. I want to welcome you to HBT. I hope you've had a great summer and I can't wait to meet you all. Bye.
Welcome to the HBT incoming sixth grade class. My name is Ms. Jardeni, and I'm one of the counselors here at Thompson. Just wanted to wish you in advance a very happy and healthy, safe year. And we are here to help make your transition as smooth and seamless as possible. If you have any questions, concerns, or are feeling stressed or anxious, you can seek out any of the school counselors as well as the school psychologist and social worker. In addition, we run many groups for students who might need some organizational skills, study skills, have test anxiety, or are from changing families or divorced homes. We meet many of your needs. So please feel free to reach out to any of us. You can email, you can do Google Meets, and I look forward to meeting you. Take care.
Hi everyone, I'm Mrs. G. Mundo. I'm teaching sixth grade this year. I'm so excited to get to know you and meet you all and have an awesome year together. See you soon.
Hi, 你好，我是田老师. Some of you might recognize me as your first grade teacher, or some of you might have seen me walking around in the hallway. Just like you, I will be in HBT this year. I'm so excited and I can't wait to see all of you, whether in person or online. See you soon. 再见.
Hey boys and girls, this is Mr. Nair. I just want to welcome you to HBT. That's the place to be. So we look forward to seeing you and having a great school year.
Hi everybody, I'm Mrs. Orfanos. I teach sixth grade ELA and social studies at HBT. I can't wait to meet you all either in the classroom or over the computer, and I'm looking forward to a terrific year. So enjoy the last few days of summer and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.
Students, I am your teacher. Just kidding, it's Mr. Kiernan. Welcome to sixth grade at HBT. I hope you enjoyed your summer. I know I sure did, and I'm looking forward to teaching you at sixth grade. Welcome back to school.
So as that was a group of sixth graders, we sent out to people who would be involved in our sixth grade program. And who wanted to welcome you. And some of you may have recognized and been surprised by a couple faces who maybe you knew in elementary school. Mrs. Sullivan and Mr. Kiernan are new to HBT, and obviously Mrs. Tien too, as she mentioned. You guys are a very big group. We have 315 or so sixth graders. So we had a retirement in Mr. Kaiser, one of our teachers, and one of our sixth grade teachers, and we also had the need for another sixth grade teacher, believe it or not. So that's why we were able to be fortunate enough to get some teachers from other places. So again, they'll be here Tuesday to meet with you and to walk you through your day. I am going to turn it to Mr. Graham right now, and I'm also going to try to get the slides back in as I do that. So Mr. Graham, I also want to thank Mrs. Gonzalez, one of our Spanish teachers, and who's in charge of our TV studio, because she put that wonderful video together for us. So thank you, Mrs. Gonzalez.
Good afternoon, sixth graders. I'm so glad to welcome you guys to HBT. Are we gonna get the video again? I cannot wait till we can get back to a time where I can give all you guys hugs and high fives. But in the meantime, I am so glad to greet you all virtually and welcome you to HBT. This is going to be the kickoff to a fantastic sixth grade year. We are so ready to see you guys in person and online. Super excited, and I can't really wait to get it started. It's kind of like Christmas for school administrators at the beginning of the year. So my job is to talk to you just a little bit about the way that we structured the school year in terms of your schedule and what it's going to look like. So whether you're home or in the building live, everybody's got a full schedule, right? Everybody has an 8-period schedule. And whether you're home or virtual, you have a full 8-period schedule. So if you're in the building, the most of your classes are going to be taken in what we're going to be calling a home-based cohort. That's going to be your cohort group. You're going to be with that cohort for your advisory, and you'll also be with them for the most of your core classes, your math, your science, social studies, ELA. You will be moving around just a little bit in terms of for classes like music, where different people are going to have different music talents. If some of you guys are going to go to band, some are going to go to orchestra, etc. And you will be moving around for PE. So you will get a chance to move around a little bit during the day, but most of your classes will be together with the same group of kids. Let's see, your cohorts are going to be in one location, and teachers will come to you, which is a little bit different than our normal school year. Normally, you guys move from class to class to class, and the teachers have their own rooms. But this year, it's going to be a little bit different just for social distancing and make sure that everybody's safe. You guys are going to stay put, and then teachers will come to you and teach you in the room where you are in your cohort groups. So that's what it's going to look like if you're physically in the building. You'll come in the building in the morning, you'll go make your way to your advisory classes. That's where you'll be set up for the most of the day. You're not going to be using lockers this year, so you'll have very few belongings with you during the day. You're going to drop those in your room and get into advisory, and then you'll be in that cohort group for the majority of your day, and it'll be smaller groups. So our cohort groups are roughly 14 to 17 people, roughly, just according to the size of the classrooms. Some of our classes have 2 cohort rooms together. In those cases, you'll have one teacher teaching live, and then maybe a partner teacher, or what we're calling co-pilots, working with you in a separate room. And most of the time, those rooms are right next door to each other. So let's say if you have English with Miss Harold Lambitis, and you have a co-pilot, so Miss Harold Lambitis might be next door in one room, and you'll be in this room, and then oftentimes during the week, you guys will switch. So you'll get to see Miss Harold Lambitis as well. That's what it's going to look like if you're physically in the building. If you're virtual, you go to the next slide. If you're a virtual student, 100% virtual student, you will also have a full schedule, 8 periods a day, except you're going to be doing it a little bit differently. Teachers are going to be moving to specific locations for virtual students where they're going to be teaching you live instruction from school. So they'll be in the building, in a classroom or in an office, and teaching you directly, but via live instruction. I think Mr. Bonanno mentioned we've got roughly around 60 or so, a little bit more than 60 students who are going to be doing full-time virtual instruction. And we're breaking those 60 students or so into 3 different cohorts. So there's going to be 3 separate groups of full virtual instruction. So you'll be in a group of roughly 20 or so, 20 to 25 students that are going to be doing virtual instruction together. So you guys will get to know each other a little bit there. You're just like your regular classmates. You'll get a chance to know them all there as well. For those virtual students, Most of that instruction will be taking place live via live instruction, like I mentioned. Teachers are going to be going to specific designated sites where they're going to be teaching you directly live. For a couple of our classes, you will be streaming in and participating with live students in the building. An example of that might be like music. So if you're an orchestra, for example, when you're playing at home with your violin, you're going to be streaming in live to the actual orchestra class that's taking place live in the building. And Miss Song will be working with both students in front of her, the live students, as well as the virtual students who are also playing as well. And so there'll be some exchange of recordings and video, and each teacher will work that out in a way that suits them best for their class. But that's how we're going to be working with the virtual situation versus the in-building situation. So just get a feel of how it's going to feel for you being in school or being at home virtually. If you go to the next one. Oh, and sorry, virtual students are expected to be fully dressed and seated, just like you want to make sure you're on your best presentation, just like getting dressed for school. It really helps actually to get your mind ready and your mindset straight to wake up in the morning, have a full breakfast just like you would, get washed up, get in front of your computer and almost treat it like you were going to school, right? You really want to treat it like it's a full education experience. You really want to give it your all. If we take a look at the next slide, just give you a rough idea about what the schedule might look like. And so this is an example. This is a sample schedule. This is not obviously going to be everybody's schedule. It's going to be a little bit different depending on individual students, but this just gives you an idea about what a schedule will look like in the building. So you'll usually be arriving to school sometime just before 8 o'clock, between 7:55 and 8:15. We begin advisory at 8:15. Then you'll be in your rooms with your cohort group, or if you're streaming, you'll be virtual in your virtual advisory group at that point. And then you'll move throughout your day with each individual course. You might have math and ELA. I'll let Mr. Chipatine is going to talk to you a little bit more about the Lunch and Learn and what that's going to look like in terms of our lunch. You'll have your series of courses throughout the day, world language, music. You'll have your elective courses, music and world language. 21st century CTE, we'll talk a little bit more about that, what that's going to look like. That's an actual new course this year. Art and health, those are courses that we're offering this year for 6th grade as well. And then in the afternoon, we do dismissal. You'll notice dismissal is kind of a long time, from 2:24 to 2:55, because we're going to be doing it in waves, just to make sure that we're staying socially distanced and make sure that we're staying safe. We're going to be doing dismissal in waves. So we'll talk a little bit more about it and what it's going to look like, but we'll have different groups moving at different times, and so that there's not a large group of people in the hallway at one time. And I'll turn it over to Mr. Chipatine.
Hi, everybody. As the previous slide showed, a lot of us students have things like math lab and reading lab and instructional support, and those classes will be taking place also during the school day. And some students get speech services or occupational therapy services, and those types of services will also be provided during the school day, during the week. So Lunch and Learn in school, you guys will eat in your home with your home-based cohorts. So please bring your lunch on opening day. And we're in the process of getting in-school lunch purchases, but that's not set up yet. So everybody should be bringing their lunch on opening day. And as soon as the food service company gets a system in place, we'll have an ability to have in-school lunch for purchase. All virtual students will have lunch on your own at the same time as your cohorts do. And we will have add-in opportunities for support, enrichment, recess. We're going to try and move around as much as we can, given the circumstances. And during lunch, you'll not only be eating and socializing with your friends, but you'll also have opportunities to get help in class if anybody needs it.
Thank you, Mr. Chipatine. Mr. Harrigan has not gotten here yet, so I'll take over his slides. Yeah, and just lunch is going to be evolving, and I think one of the things that we're asking from all of you, and that you'll hear kind of throughout today and even Tuesday, which is very different than we're used to things at HBT. this group of people on this call, Mr. Graham's been here now 3 years, and that's the shortest time of any of us. We're very lucky to have a very stable team here. You know, I worked here as a teacher and an AP and became principal about 3 years ago, and Mr. Graham replaced me. And Mr. Chippertine, like I said, has been in the building over 10 years, Mr. Harrigan 15, and Mr. McAleer, Mrs. Mills Carroll, and Mrs. Faust go back over 20 as well. So we are really an experienced team who loves what we do, but we also are used to having answers, all the answers right away for you guys, because, you know, even when we make changes, we've done it. So it's not easy for any of us to say lunch is going to be a little different in a few weeks than it is the first week, or extra help's not going to start right away because we have to see how certain things work. But that is going to be a little bit of how we start. The most important things, the health and safety of all of you and getting into your classes, that's all going to be there. But some other things we're really going to have to go through a little to see how they work. And that, like Mr. Graham said, including arrival and dismissal. And we're just waiting on a little information from the bus company before we send that out to you, so to explain how we're going to do it this year. So, but again, those of you who know us know we like to be able to give you strong, firm answers about this. This is what we do, and this is why we do it. And so it's been a challenge for all of us to not have all of that. So I'm just going to go through a couple slides, and we had sent this to your parents in the summer just to kind of welcome us and go through. But you know, we're not harping on the safety and the health today because you'll have plenty of opportunity. You'll see videos about hand washing and proper mask wearing and social distancing, much like you're seeing if you're going to stores and different places. We will, of course, do all that. But we're really doing it. Our priority is that we're a school community. There's going to be 800 something of us in the building every single day with another almost 200 of us at home. So that's a community of 1,000 people. And we are all here to work together to make this as great a year as possible, to make it healthy and safe. So just a couple key things here. Personal belongings, and I have another slide where I'll go through the supplies a little more. Only bring stuff for yourself. You don't need to bring for others. There's really not much sharing this year. Pack lightly. We're not using lockers. So the biggest stressor often, and Mr. Chippertine doesn't get to tell his usual story about the first day where he's on his knees opening lockers. That's usually what we're doing around this time at orientation, is we're all trying to open your lockers that you can't get open. So that stress is gone. That's one silver lining here. We're not stressing about lockers right now. But because you don't need, you're not using lockers, we're asking our teachers to give you less stuff to take back and forth. Which I'll show in a second. So small backpacks are fine. Personal safety, as you've heard everywhere, I'm sure from your parents, you must have a mask on at all times in the building, except for mask breaks, which will occur. Your teachers will fill you in on how that works in each individual class, and of course, while you're eating lunch. You're going to be hand washing as expected. We have installed hand sanitizers in every room, and then plenty of other places across the building. We have sinks, and today we actually got portable hand washing stations arrived today that are going to be set up strategically around the building. And then the last one, personal safety, you know, it's weird for a lot of us. You know, I'll put most of us in this category. We all have always come to work a little sick in our lives and to school, and always tried to tough it out and, you know, be there because that's what you're supposed to do. So I know how hard it is for kids and for adults to say, well, you know what, for the good of everyone else, I'm not going to go to school, even though I don't think I'm that sick. So those are things that we'll work on with you. We'll learn a lot more when you come in about temperature scanning and different things like that. We'll have it all mapped out, but those are not things you should be worrying about. We're going to do all that work for you so you get in as quickly and safely as possible. You know, the community care part, again, social distancing, that's the 6 feet. In the music, in the chorus and band, that we're talking about 12 feet, and we'll enforce that so that we keep you all safe. I think, again, we're going to need to, you know, it goes back to kindergarten and the songs you learned when you were young, right, about cleaning up. We all have to really make sure we're cleaning up after each other, although you guys will mostly be in the same desk most of the day, which is different and not the way we've normally done things here, but you know, just a responsibility yourselves, your classmates, and your teachers to keep things clean. And on the first couple days of school, we'll also go through our new Code of Character, Conduct, and Support, which was finalized last year, which really is a positive document to talk about how we want to live. You'll also be hearing a lot at the beginning of the year. HBT is a No Place for Hate school from the Anti-Defamation League. We're very proud of that. We work very hard on that. Mr. McAleer and Mrs. Mills Carroll are our Dignity Act coordinators. Mrs. Faust runs all sorts of student groups and has for years to make sure kids are comfortable. Ms. Giardini mentioned a few before. All the people on this call are very involved in our advisory program, which you'll hear more about. So while we're focusing a lot on safety and health today and some academics, at the heart of HBT is really our social emotional learning and being respectful to each other and growing as human beings. On to supplies, and this is really as much for your parents as anything, but again, we don't want you to bring a lot. A Chromebook, especially at the beginning, a small little notebook, a couple folders, a pen or a pencil, a water bottle. We have refillable water stations, so even something like this or anything that you want to refill, those are working. The regular water fountains are shut down, but the bottle filling station are touchless, so you don't need to touch anything, or it doesn't touch anyone else's. A backpack that you can fit all that in, a mask or face covering. You can certainly, you can wear a surgical mask. You can wear whatever you choose. You can customize. You can show a little of your own personal spirit, your identity through your mask if you like. And then we added earbuds or headphones because a lot of work, even though you're going to be if you're in school, is going to be over the headphones. Students at home, other than you don't need the backpack, those other supplies are there too. We sent out the school supply list to your parents, or the PTA did very early on last spring. And while some of it is not coming to school right now, I think we all agree that organization is still very, very important. So even if you come to school or you're home and you just have a couple folders, but then you choose to put a couple things in a binder, that's great. And our teachers will work with you to make sure you stay organized. And the earbuds, so that if you have a sibling learning from home, you're not interrupting them. Some kind of headphone. Okay, and I know some people have had issues with Chromebooks already, or if you're new, you haven't gotten them. We will work that out in the next week or so that first day everybody is ready. So at this point, I'm going to turn it over to our guidance department and let them introduce themselves. And I know people have been saying they haven't seen their faces yet, so now is their opportunity to talk and just go through all the great things they do for our building.
Hello, can you hear us? Okay. Hi. I'm Mr. McAleer. I'm one of the guidance counselors. Welcome sixth grade.
I'm
Miss Carol.
Carol. Miss Faust is 6 feet away from me over here. Hi, everyone.
The nice thing is we've got plenty of room in our office, so we can actually have a meeting with you guys individually if we need to. We also have spots in the building where we can meet with other groups, but we're here as another friend, adult in the building to help you guys through whatever you have going on. It's tough coming in as a sixth grader, but we got to tell you, we've had good success. We haven't lost anybody yet. I think sixth grade is probably the most fun year because you get to have a little more independence. This year's gonna be a little different, but I think you'll really enjoy it. So welcome, and again, we're here to help you. We work for you.
I think you guys can also see from this slide, we are broken up counselor-wise alphabetically. So if you see on the side there, like myself, Miss Mills Carroll, A through GU, Miss Faust has more of the middle of the alphabet, and then Miss DeMaclear has, I think it says P through Z, and then Miss Giardini is split with us and the elementary school, so she'll be doing a lot of groups and probably working some of you guys that are doing virtually. But so if you're wondering who your counselor is and how you're going to meet us, we'll be around and we'll be meeting all of you, but at least you know who you belong to. We all work as a team, but if you want to know who your individual counselor is, that's us. You know what we look like now. You have our emails. Your parents have our emails in case you have any questions. But as much as we have to do a lot, not in person, we're very much an in-person group of people. And that's how our department works. And when you do come on the first day of school, we'll be able to show you where our offices are at least, and introduce you to some of the staff that works down here and how to make an appointment and those kind of things. If you need us, we'll work out all those kind of untraditional details, but we're going to make it work for all of you. And we're really excited to meet you all on the first day of school.
Hey, hi. Earlier in the video when the teachers were talking, you saw Miss Yardini there, and she's not with us in the office right now, but she spoke to you and she talked to you about us being a place where you can come if there are things on your mind, or if you're feeling sad or stressed or anything, we are there to help you. Okay, and that's what we want to do. And we're here to help in a lot of different ways. And you can find us or get in touch with us a few different ways. Maybe you'll let your teacher know, okay, or mom or dad could call us, or you could email us. Mr. Bonanno talked about all the kids getting emails, and those are different ways you can reach us. And we're just looking forward to the school year beginning and getting to know you, whether you're here at school or here with us at home. We're here for everyone.
We also have basketball hoops. I'm going to shoot a three-pointer right now, see if it goes. Blocked by LeBron. That's
We
it.
can hear you and your shenanigans.
Thank you, Mr. McAleer, Mrs. Fausten, Mrs. Mills Carroll. And it's really, like I said, we feel very fortunate to have a great team. We also put our psychologists up on this, and our social worker, Ms. Chan, plus our school nurse, who will definitely have her involved in meeting with you so you're comfortable and can understand what the process is this year if you need to go to the nurse's office. And kids are going to get sick with regular things, and kids are going to get hurt with regular things. Maybe not as much, but regular things are still going to happen in school, and we're gonna take care of those things slightly differently because just of the some of the rules and requirements, but we're going to take care of all those things as well. So we don't want you to be afraid to go anywhere because you don't want to go to an office, or you don't want to go to a nurse's office or guidance. We will have it so it's set up safely, and that you can do what you need, and you can have some privacy and confidentiality with the counselors too, because we know things happen sometimes with friends or situations with school or with grades, and we understand that there's a lot of stress coming back. As I'm sure many of you are so excited, I'm sure you're equally nervous, whether you're going to be working from home and trying to figure out how to do not 8 periods of Google Meets, which is a lot, or if you're going to be here and worried about that, you're going to be with a much smaller group of kids than normal. We understand that, and we're here to work through all of that with you. So again, I just want to say thank you for all of you, and thank you to your parents who really have been emailing and asking questions to us these last few months. But honestly, every single email starts with, we know how busy you all are, and we know how hard this is, and we do appreciate that. And it is. We're not going to lie. This has been the challenge of our careers this summer, and the spring, but the summer too, and trying to get this right for everyone. But I am so happy to think that next Tuesday children will be in this building again. I am so happy tomorrow that our staff will be here, even if we won't all be together in one place too often. It's just great, and it's what we need and what you all need. So just a reminder, we're going to record this. This is recorded, so I will stop the streaming in a minute and stop the recording, and then it will be available for playback. And expect much more communication over the next week from us to make sure everything is set up. So I just want to thank everyone for joining. We'll put the slides up so you can have the counselors' email addresses too, and we'll go from there. And looking forward to seeing everybody next week. Have a great afternoon and the end of your last week.
See you Tuesday.
Bye, guys.